Bluey has a kid, and everything just changed. Are we gonna be following a grown-up Bluey and her kid for the rest of the series? Maybe not, but let's talk about it. Also, while making this video, I found out that the show actually might be over for real, which, changes things. So depending on what the title and thumbnail is, if you're here because the show might be over, I touch on that towards the end of the video. Yeah, I'm back already with another Bluey video. I learned a lot of lore over the past few days. This Bluey-ish gets serious. So Bluey had a follow-up to the sign called Surprise. A cute little episode that had Bluey and myself asking the question,
are all kids?
It was an adorable episode, and while playing with Bandit, Bluey has the epiphany that she does indeed want to start a family, giving us a flash forward where Bluey is visiting her parents, who are still living in the house. They never sold it, go figure. And at the very end, we get a glimpse of Bluey's own kid, who's definitely taking after their mother. This raises a ton of questions. A lot of people are dying to know who's the father. But above that, the people are dying to know if this is an indication of the show's future. We know that Bluey will continue, but will season 4 see the show take on a new form as we commit to a future where Bluey and Bingo are all grown up, Chilly and Bandit are enjoying their retired life, and Bluey's kid will take over as the new main character. Something to the effect of Raven's Home, or Boruto. Bluey's going full anime. Now look, I get I'm new here. I'm not the Bluey expert, but like Skips from regular show, I've seen this before. I've been through many of time skips and flash forwards in my day, and I think I have a pretty decent idea of where the show's going. Do I think we're about to get Bluey the next generations, and we're gonna get acquainted with Bluey's kid and all of their friends? No. A big reason why people suspect the show is heading in this direction is because the anonymous child actors for Bluey and Bingo are obviously getting older with each passing year, and eventually their voices might change enough to the point where they can't do these voices anymore. They're not gonna sound like super young kids. So permanently aging them up and casting a new child actor as Bluey's kid is a great way to remedy this while keeping the show fresh. And honestly, while I get the idea, I think that sounds like a very ambitious and very expensive change when there are way easier solutions available. The flash forward at the end gave us an adult Bluey and a much older Bandit and Chilly. So if you include Bluey's kid, that's already 5 characters they had to design for the future. Again, I doubt aging everyone up was super difficult, but it was still time consuming nonetheless. Committing to this flash forward though, means producing a ton of new rigs for other characters. Other characters they would have to age up, creating new characters around Bluey's age and probably their parents as well. That just seems like a lot of work to go through if the primary concern are the voices. Realistically, they can probably just recast. It's not a foreign concept in animation. I mean, Gumball and Darwin have been through like 3 or 4 voice actors. And because the voices for Bluey and Bingo are anonymous, if they found a good sound-alike and swapped them out, no one would really know. Not to mention, committing to the status quo change would be a huge endeavor for branding. This is something a lot of people don't really consider with animation, but the Healer family and their current designs are the brand for Bluey. And usually when you commit to a new status quo that's as drastic as a time skip, you have to rebrand the show into something else so that it's still a part of the franchise without replacing the main series. For example, when Steven Universe had a time skip, the series rebranded into Steven Universe Future, which is considered an entirely separate show from the original, and when it comes to merch, they still use the original series branding, with 14-year-old Steven. That's even the Steven that's in multiverses. You can also look at Rugrats and All Grown Up. All Grown Up was the spin-off. It didn't replace Rugrats, it coexisted. Between the masses being attached to this rendition of the Healer family, and these versions of the characters being all over merch, the core series is gonna remain in the present day. However, given that the series has done flash forwards before, and now there's a little bit of mystery with who the dad is, I suspect we are going to get more adventures with adult Bluey and her kid. It's just gonna be occasional episodes of the main series. Like we'll get a few episodes people are used to, present-day healer family, learning valuable lessons, everything is peachy. But once in a blue moon, we'll get some episodes that explore Bluey's life as a parent, maybe as holiday specials or very important episodes. Something that would also be way more manageable for production, because now that they have these 5 character rigs of the future healer family, they can use them here and there for a full episode, and it'll be much easier to gradually bring in other characters in this future setting. Build up those assets more and more, amass that full cast, and then maybe one day we get the full future Bluey's spinoff. But I would appreciate this format. That's actually an aspect of the new Beavis and Butthead revival that I like. Some episodes are them still as teenagers, and then some episodes are them as senior citizens. It's a great way to keep a show fresh. As for the voice actor dilemma, I think the show will just continue to gradually age Bluey herself up while still keeping her as a kid. So if her voice gets a little deeper, it makes sense. Canonically, she'll be a year or 2 older as the show passes. Look guys, Bluey is huge, and because it became a worldwide sensation, they're not gonna let it rest anytime soon. And I don't think they're gonna have a drastic change to the main setting or cast because of that popularity. This is what people are familiar with now. Corporations are scared to death to change anything that's already working. And now that Disney's involved with the series, at least hosting it on Disney Plus and airing on Disney Junior, they may throw some more money at it, but they're also gonna ensure that the show remains as is, because that's what's making the money. But I'm invested in Bluey now, what can I say? If anything interesting pops up in this show here or there, I might talk about it. It's nice, and if people will watch, why the hell not? Okay, stop the presses because as I go to edit this video, I see something that is actually kinda crazy. And I know you might be skeptical, but I think this is kind of damning. Hello, I'm one of the crew who worked on Bluey. I want to tell you that Bluey is finished. The final episodes were completed by the crew in 2021. At the time of writing this, there is no season 4 production. Nothing has been greenlit and no one is working on it. This is not to say that the situation may change. However, this is just what has been the case for the last 3 years. The companies involved in Bluey are obfuscating that information so they can keep the machine running. Myself and many others feel it's not right to keep fans in the dark for the sake of, to put it in the simplest terms possible, profits. But why is Bluey finishing, you ask? The Bloomberg article, "Is Bluey ending? Disney's worried biggest kids show ever is at risk," lightly delves into the details. Beyond that, it's not my story to tell. So this is the end for now. Truly and deeply, thank you for loving the show as much as we do. It's been a once-in-a-lifetime experience to make something that means so much to so many. And one of the mods has a pinned comment on this post reading, "The mods have approved this post as OP has provided some verification of their identity and involvement with Ludo and Bluey. We consider this semi-approved as the provided evidence, whilst credible is from some years ago." And edit, OP has provided additional proof suggesting that they still work for Ludo as of this year. Now look, I'ma be real with y'all. I think this tracks. The account is a few years old, the mods said they had verified ID and evidence that they work at Ludo, and it is entirely possible that this could have been someone on the story team, as in storyboards, storyboard revisionist, all that fun stuff. A season of animation usually takes about 2 years to complete, so if a storyboarder worked on an episode in 2021, it is entirely possible that that episode wasn't finished until 2023. Animation is a lengthy process where people are involved and roll off every step of the way. So someone could have still been working on the show as of last year, if not this year, but I imagine that person would more than likely be in post-production after the animation's finished, but you know, maybe there's some retakes, you need to re-record some lines, compositing, and just generally putting it all together. Now, I do still think that the show could get renewed at some point. I mean, it's so popular. But if that is the case, maybe they will just do a spin-off. They will focus on a grown-up Bluey and her family and keep things rolling for a few more years. Or maybe they'll just do Bluey's specials from here on out. That this is the end of the TV series, but the holidays are rolling around, you get a taste of some new Bluey. Or maybe they'll do a movie. At this point, this show could definitely get a full crowd in theaters and make a buttload of money, which is obviously what they want. They, in this case, mainly being Disney. But yeah, seems like this really could be the end of the road for Bluey, at least in this current form. And I mean, they have 3 seasons with a ton of episodes. Enough for kids to watch over and over, and now there's a concrete, I guess, arc that the series ends off on. But for now, pour one out for the Blue Dog. And if you're like me, who's not a diehard Bluey fan, check it on your friends who are. And for all the parents out there, don't turn Bluey Season 4 into a Santa Claus. If your kid asks what the new season is, you might just have to rip off the Band-Aid. And at least the answer is for now. It's done for now. Trust me, if Disney wants to renew it for more, they definitely can. They're airing it, they can order more episodes. Like, that's allowed. They don't just have to work with what they have. Fun fact, that's how we got Sonic X Season 3. 4 kids ordered more. So, Disney and really just capitalism might be the one that saves the show. But yeah, that's about it. But with that being said, I want to know what you guys think. Do you want to see Bluey have a time skip, or are you good? Do you want to keep things where they are right now with the Healer family? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya!